now. He had a great run, and it was fun to watch. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa. Caitlin Clark play about the same last year, so I watched a lot of.
The basketball world has radically changed as a result of the Indiana Fever's sudden coaching change. Stephanie White, the seasoned team leader who had previously guided the group to success, was suddenly fired. And she is replaced by none other than Larry Bird, a legend whose name alone makes sports fans shudder. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's most talented player, was utterly taken aback. But what may have produced such a shocking disturbance? This is the history of the shocking discovery that caught the basketball community off guard. The moment was unpredictable. Not even the ardent supporters packed inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse, nor even the most experienced basketball commentators. The arena was filled with the usual hum of enthusiasm. But then Caitlin Clark approached the microphone. Everything was changed. The audience fell silent, as if everyone's heartbeats had suddenly stopped and were suspended in a common calm. Everybody was gazing at her. Every camera lens concentrated, every ear strained to hear her words. She then made a statement. These straightforward but impactful statements immediately rocked the basketball world. The Indiana Fever's head coach was replaced. But this was no typical hire. The person was totally unanticipated. Someone whose appearance had the power to fundamentally alter fans' perceptions of the WNBA. This was not your usual announcement. It wasn't a simple team rejuvenation or organizational change. This was a significant shift with far-reaching consequences. An event that could drastically alter women's professional basketball. The consequences were startling. Suddenly, the traditional boundaries of strategic leadership, player effect, and corporate decision-making were being rewritten in real time. Caitlin Clark, who was already a phenomenon both on and off the court, had established herself as a crucial player with the power to shape the team's future in a number of ways. Questions began to circulate through locker room conversations, sports media networks, and social media feeds almost immediately. How did this great character get connected to the Fever? What clandestine discussions, private conversations, and behind-the-scenes efforts had culminated in this historic event? Could this partnership, which looks so unlikely on paper but is definitely thrilling in practice, change the league's overall trajectory as well as the team's? What did it mean for the next generation of WNBA coaches and fans who were seeing the creation of history? The arena mirrored the excitement on the internet. Analysts scrambled to understand what was happening. The alternatives were vigorously contested by fans. Sports writers hurried to get expert commentary. Every tweet, post, and story seemed to say the same thing. 4 years to come, the effects of what had just occurred would be felt. It was about to usher in a new era of skill, strategy, and star power that might fundamentally alter what it means to succeed in women's professional sports. At that moment, Caitlin Clark was more than just a player. Announcing a change in coaching, she was a catalyst for change, a spark that kindled a fire of curiosity, speculation, and excitement. Beyond simply hiring a new head coach, the Indiana Fever had done more. They had enabled the WNBA to enter a never-before-seen stage. One in which norms are challenged, boundaries are pushed, and the possibilities for the future are endless. Caitlin Clark's shocking declaration has ushered in a new era in the WNBA. But who is she to make such a daring assertion? Let's examine the amazing tale of the rookie who turned the Indiana Fever into a cultural phenomenon and commercial powerhouse. More than just a player, Caitlin Clark is a cultural force whose impact goes far beyond the court, transforming the Indiana Fever in ways that few athletes have ever achieved in their careers. From the moment she stepped onto the court as a rookie, Clark was more than just a basketball player. She revolutionized what it meant to be a game share in professional sports. In just one season, she turned a long-struggling squad into one of the most exciting in the WNBA. The Fever, which was once thought of as just another squad fighting for recognition, soon became well known in the league and drew fans from all over to witness Clark's brilliance for themselves. Gainbridge Fieldhouse saw a 400% increase in season ticket sales and a sharp rise in attendance. The arena, which had often appeared to be half empty, was now a flurry of activity, full with fans eager to watch every move Clark made. But the transformation didn't stop there. Corporate sponsors and brand partnerships, who had been searching for the right ambassador to ignite their campaigns, flocked to the Fever after realizing that Clark's presence alone may raise their visibility and effect. From small businesses to large organizations, everyone wanted a piece of this group of emerging stars. The team's financial and commercial image rose in tandem with her dominance on the court. Social media further amplified her influence. Every highlight, assist, and clutch shot that Clark made on all platforms enthralled both casual fans and seasoned spectators. The mainstream media featured feature pieces, interviews, and broadcast segments that highlighted not only her athletic achievements but also her charisma, leadership, and personality. In a matter of months, she went from being a rookie sensation to much more. She went on to become a cultural icon whose influence extends far beyond the realm of basketball. However, what truly sets Clark apart is her exceptional degree of authority and influence within the organization. She now has a voice in critical decisions that are often made by executives or long-tenured management, like coaching and team strategy, because to her star power, the Fever are more than just a winning basketball team. They now provide as a platform for Clark's leadership, marketability, and strategic expertise to shape the franchise's future. This special combination of organizational strength and athletic ability is almost unparalleled in professional sports. Not only is Clark the face of the club, but she also has the power to change the team's identity due to her capacity to attract attention, inspire supporters, and have an impact on operational decisions. Not only is she having fun, but she's also breaking the rules and crafting an intriguing tale that connects the fields of business, athletics, and culture. Few rookies could ever aspire to have the kind of long-lasting influence that Caitlin Clark has, transforming the Indiana Fever from a struggling team into a formidable opponent on and off the court. Caitlin Clark is extraordinarily gifted outside of basketball. It is an expression of culture. But has she lived up to her full potential? Has her coaching matched her extraordinary talent? Now let's look into why Stephanie White's coaching approach, which is at odds with Clark's style of play, exacerbates discord in Indiana. It's Caitlin Clark. Many people consider Stephanie White to be a competent basketball coach. Some argue that Caitlin Clark is simply not a good mentor, though. There is no criticism of White's coaching credentials. Despite her considerable skill, there is a growing belief that Clark's natural playing style would not be compatible with her approach. To understand why, take a look at Clark's own opinions during a podcast interview with Subbard, where she openly discussed the challenges of playing under White's system. Despite playing at a high level, scoring 32 points, handing out 9 assists, and grabbing 8 rebounds in one game, Clark stressed that she periodically ran into obstacles that limited her performance. Clark believed that her instinct-driven style was stifled in one notable game against New York, particularly when she was urged to make safe plays rather than the aggressive, high IQ plays that she enjoys. She recounted instances in which she was on the edge of a triple-double but was restrained or gently reprimanded for taking calculated risks that would have boosted her team's lead or thrilled the crowd. She mentioned a close fourth quarter in which she made a mistake and was immediately benched for what White saw as a teaching opportunity. Clark explained that these teaching moments often interfered with her natural flow, which relies on instinctive decisions and momentum-driven play. Making as few mistakes as possible is not, in her opinion, the goal of basketball. It's about grasping possibilities, taking measured risks, and believing in her own abilities at that very moment. Clark was also irritated by White's tendency to slow down the game at key moments. In games where the Fever had a comfortable lead, White's strategies often leaned toward time control rather than seizing open opportunities for high-percentage baskets. According to Clark, her team missed opportunities to score simpler points because White was occasionally too cautious to make instinctual passes to open teammates like Sophie Cunningham or Kelsey Mitchell. The result, in Clark's opinion, was a more boring style of play that did not fully exploit her talent or excite viewers. Clark believes the root of the issue is White's attempts to mold her into a player she isn't. White, according to Clark, wants her to play like Paige Bueckers, a very different athlete who adopts a more reserved style. Clark is a generational talent with a daring mindset who likes improvisation, aggressive playmaking, and creative decision-making. Given complete freedom to follow her instincts. A lesson that highlights the significance of both roster talent and coaching alignment. Caitlin Clark is at her finest when she is not constrained by meticulous instruction, but who genuinely possesses the discernment and insight to reach her greatest potential, and whose distinguished history empowers him to undertake such a risky undertaking. Let's look at the details. The Indian basketball legend. When you hear the name Larry Bird, basketball success immediately comes to mind. Bird's influence extends far beyond the court, and few athletes have had such a significant impact on the sport. With 3 NBA titles, 3 MVP awards, 12 All-Star selections, and decades of coaching and executive experience, Bird is more than simply a basketball legend. He is a live example of skill, strategy, and leadership in the game. His influence is evident on every level, from the athletes he inspired on the court to the businesses he helped start from the front office. Bird's narrative is closely linked to Indiana, a state that both molded and was shaped by him. Growing up in the little town of French Lick, he developed the work ethic, vision, and relentless competition that would define his career. After that, his trip to Indiana State University became legendary. Bird's senior year culminated in the crucial 1979 NCAA championship game against Magic Johnson, which is now considered one of the most exciting meetings in college basketball history. That event not only cemented Bird's place in basketball history but also signaled the start of a career marked by precision, guile, and clutch performances. Even after transitioning easily from playing to coaching and management roles, Bird's influence on the sport persisted. He used his keen basketball sense to help create long-term strategies that positioned the Indiana Pacers for long-term success in addition to leading the team to consecutive visits to the Eastern Conference Finals. Bird's ability to comprehend the game, manage talent, and build winning cultures earned him respect from peers, fans, and critics in the basketball industry in addition to players. For the first time, Larry Bird's unmatched talent could be applied in a situation that many would never have considered. He would be very beneficial to the Indiana Fever, a WNBA team that is about to undergo transformation. Because of his leadership experience, strategic insight, and mentoring skills, Bird provides more than just coaching expertise. They have the power to alter a team, a league, and the public's perception of women's professional basketball in general. His involvement is more than symbolic. It is a bridge between generations, a combination of historical knowledge and contemporary competence, and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to elevate the Fever to previously unimaginable levels. Having a coach like Larry Bird helps the Fever more. They gain a well-known mind, a trustworthy leader, and a motivating force capable of inspiring players, thrilling fans, and redefining what it means to compete in the modern WNBA. This partnership has the ability to significantly impact the league as a whole, changing expectations, strategies, and quality standards. Larry Bird of the WNBA is more than just news. There is yet another chapter to be written in the history of basketball. Larry Bird's extraordinary talent has the potential to alter both the Fever and the WNBA. But what would his partnership with Caitlin Clark really accomplish? To what extent will they have an impact off the court? Let's look at how this creative collaboration will affect women's basketball and the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark and Larry Bird. Their possible collaboration involves more than just a new coaching role. For the Indiana Fever, it's a bold, unprecedented shift. One that might fundamentally alter the team's identity on the court. It is anticipated that this dynamic cooperation will transform everything. How the Fever perform, how their players grow, and how they tackle every match. Bird has a depth of basketball knowledge, decades of experience, and an almost legendary command of strategy and basics. Few people can compare to the way he has shaped talent, produced winners, and had a long-lasting influence on the sport. When this information is paired with Clark's exceptional skills, such as her excellent court vision, scoring ability to manage a game's flow, and natural leadership, the result could be nothing short of revolutionary. Every practice would become a master lesson. Every play could be done with a level of skill, creativity, and enthusiasm that audiences have rarely seen. But the impact of this partnership extends far beyond the basketball floor. The consequences can extend off the court and throughout the sports sector. The volume of media coverage would be unprecedented. National broadcasters, social media, and print reporters would all assemble at the Fever, prepared to document this historic collaboration. Every game, highlight and story would enthrall basketball fans across the globe, promoting the team and the WNBA as a whole. Corporate sponsors would rush to join the frenzy after realizing the immense potential, presenting opportunities for partnerships, investments, and promotions at previously unimaginable levels. This is more than just a short-term thrill, it's a chance for long-term growth and effect. Arenas would fill to capacity, ticket sales would skyrocket, and online and in-person fan participation may eclipse anything the league has ever seen. The Fever may leverage this historic event to promote long-term programs in player development, youth training, and community involvement. By portraying themselves as more than just a team that competes on the court, they may become a symbol of culture, innovation, and leadership in women's sports. By showing them that women's basketball is more than simply a sport, they have the ability to inspire a new generation of athletes. It provides a platform for influence, empowerment, and positive change. Bird and Clark's union represents the intersection of modern brilliance and legend. With Bird's unmatched coaching and Clark's passion, skill, and charisma, the Fever might become more than just a successful team. For the entire sports community, they may become a symbol of inventiveness and hope. This is a declaration rather than merely coaching. This bold and innovative period has the potential to completely transform leadership, competition, and motivation in women's profession. Sports in general could be significantly changed by this audacious and unorthodox decision. Including someone like Larry Bird is more than just a headline. It's an assertion that goes against expectations. It claims that the leadership, coaching, and mentorship of well-known individuals are gender-neutral and that their knowledge could elevate the game. Bird's function goes far beyond symbolism. In addition to decades of basketball expertise and strategic acumen, it gives the Indiana Fever a competitive edge that few teams in any league could ever hope to achieve. His presence sends a very clear message. The magnificence of sports transcends boundaries, proving that talent, inventiveness, and sheer brilliance are gender-neutral. Equally innovative is Caitlin Clark, whose impact extends far beyond her incredible on-court accomplishments. Thanks to Clark, who has already made a name for himself as a cultural and athletic force, the Fever are now a team that commands attention on all fronts. Her voice, vision, and impact now affect decisions that were previously unimaginable for a player of any age. Clark is not merely an exceptional athlete. She has the ability to totally change the business because she is a motivator and catalyst. Together, Bird and Clark offer a unique and powerful convergence. Athletic prowess and commercial opportunity collide, raw talent and seasoned knowledge collide, and history and modernity collide. Their partnership is a daring experiment that challenges conventional hierarchies and reconsiders the potential of a WNBA team. When boldness and inventiveness are valued, the impact of this collaboration will be felt far beyond the court. In addition to the star power, fans, media, and sponsors will be drawn in by the promise of a fresh, innovative approach to basketball. The number of people watching television could increase dramatically. Social media conversation is expected to reach unprecedented heights, and corporate partnerships might thrive like never before. Every game has the potential to become a must-see spectacle and a stage for outstanding athleticism, astute strategy, and inspiring leadership. This is not just a basketball team, it's a cultural movement with previously unheard of levels of performance, business, and community involvement. The WNBA may be affected as other teams observe, absorb, and possibly even copy this bold approach to player empowerment,